I'm addressing this head on because I'm still who I am. It doesn't change the fact that it's fuck Sister T, fuck Mom Boss Mayo, fuck Ears to the Streets, fuck Kelly G, fuck Soulfly, and now it's fuck Mr. Suge. Because I tried to hit his panel, but he kept muting me, and they want to spin it the way they want to spin it. And they just talking about shit that they looking at without looking at what I'm trying to say.
Lord of mercy. Well, here we are. Uh, this video is the first time Biz got exposed as being a PDF and on the registry. Suge had just went live about Biz. Biz hit Suge's link trying to get ahead of the situation. That didn't go too well, and Suge suggested that Biz go live and tell his own story. So this is the first part of that live when Biz spoke by himself with nobody else on the panel before he dropped the link. This is the very first time that Biz has explained his story because Suge has now put out all the documents at this moment. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave your comments in the comments section. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for coming out.
Yo, what's good, chat? What's good, people? I'm still that nigga. I'm still Biz. Ain't nothing changed. You know, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room. I ain't ducking. I ain't dodging. I ain't hiding. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm me. All my life experiences made me who I am today. You know, and I'm proud of the man I become. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get right into it. I know there's people out there asking a lot of questions. You know, people got a lot of comments. You know what I'm saying? And you're entitled to that. I understand what's going on. Anytime it's a stigma like that put around someone, you know that. Hold on, I gotta make sure my mic is working. I done came in here so fast I forgot to turn my damn soundboard on because I really want to address this, so we won't have no confusion or nothing. What the fuck? Oh, I gotta plug it over here. Damn, boy, I'm moving fast, Jack. Can you guys hear me in the chat? Push one if you.
Bluetooth connected. Bluetooth disconnected.
Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2. All right, there we go. Boom. I'm in here. Oh, y'all can hear me the whole time. All right, well, I'm still the same person, man. And this is for anybody to use. Anybody out there that got any questions, you can review this. You could try to poke holes in it. But I was always taught the truth will set you free, right? So, number one, am I on the Virginia State Police sex offender list? The answer would be yes, right? That's the number one question. All those driving charges and stuff, I ain't even addressing that. You know, we all get motor vehicle tickets. That's jokes. But I want to address the serious matters. All right, that first sexual offense, first degree with a 13-year-old, that is bogus. Okay, that is bogus. I'm not a felon. A charge of that nature makes you a felon, right? You will have to be a felon if you got a charge of that nature. Also, likely to receive jail time, right? And then he's talking about probation. I'm not on probation, right? I'm not on probation or nothing. Every case is different, right? I'm addressing this head on because I'm still who I am. It doesn't change the fact that it's fuck Sister T, fuck Mom Boss Mayo, fuck Ears to the Streets, fuck Kelly G, fuck Soulfly, and now it's fuck Mr. Suge. Because I tried to hit his panel, but he kept muting me, and they want to spin it the way they want to spin it. And they just talking about shit that they looking at without looking at what I'm trying to say, right? I could tell you that he was talking about a charge in Connecticut, and he was saying, why is this taking so long for them to prosecute? Why would it take this long for somebody to prosecute? I'm in the chat typing, yo, that shit is bogus. That ain't that. I don't know where the fuck that shit come from. Stop saying that. Like that ain't. I ain't never touched no 13-year-old. I went to court. Okay, I went to court and fought for custody for my children, and the judge granted me that. I went to court with this on my issue. This is my issue that I've been carrying. Also, I would like to say this. I could get off of this the next day court opens, right? What I have to do is go to the court, petition the court, and they will take me off. I chose not to get off of it because, as I always say, man, my life is about my kids. So I want my kids to see that you can make it through anything, right? You can make it through anything. It's all about your mindset. You know what I'm saying? My son especially, I want him to understand that a slightest mistake will get you a stigma for the rest of your life. You know how I know? Because look at what happened to me. But at the end of the day, I am who I am. So people that know me in real life knows that this shit is fuckery. The shit that they got me in trouble for. It's fuckery. The shit, the biggest concern that everybody's asking, right? So yes, I'm not gonna say I'm not, because it's fucking, that was me. I'm not gonna say he lied and printed up some shit on the that's my name. That's me. I'm on the registry. But the thing is, the charge is sexual battery. And that wasn't the original charge. Okay, that's something I'll plead guilty to, right? So if you want to use the joke of lesser charge, that's fine. But when you realize what the initial charge was, you start looking at the situation differently. That's why I don't go around talking about the shit, because I try not to even think about the shit. Because you got to understand, living a life with that on your breath, you know, when you say that to somebody, they automatically just discredit you. They don't even want to hear it, right? So now that you guys know who I am, right, me as a person, just like I feel comfortable to talk about it, because I'm not really ashamed of it, but it's just a stigma on that shit, right? Because anybody with that type of charge, you got to look twice. First of all, let me say this. It had nothing to do with touching nobody, fondling nobody, forcibly taking anything from anybody. It was nothing like that. I got charged with telling somebody to suck my dick. If you believe that, that's what I said. I was like, what the fuck? When they put me in, I was like, are you serious, man? I'm like, bro, are you serious right now? So let me tell you the story on what happened. Well, let me not tell you the story. Let me tell you the truth on what happened that day. I used to work for a tow truck company. So now that we got all this who I am and all that shit out the way, I used to work for a tow truck company, right? The name of the tow truck company is called Henry's Record Service. It's a tow truck company. We impound vehicles, right? And that's my job. I impound vehicles. So I'm doing my impounding thing, you know, cars in the fire lane, cars double parked, all of that shit. So I'm driving through the neighborhood and motherfucking, I see a car that I can tow. So I go to tow the car. The people come out, catch me towing the car. It's about 5 or 6 people, maybe more than that, because I really couldn't tell. I picked the car up and I took off with the car. They was chasing me down the street, screaming and hollering, cussing at me. You know, I screamed out the window that, you know, if you in, first of all, I think I was like 23, 24 years old, something like that. I don't really know the exacts because, like I said, I tried not to even worry about that shit. But so I screamed out the window, suck my dick, right? Now, I take the car back to the tow yard because I got away. I got the car, I'm gone. I get back to the car. if anybody has their car towed, you know the type of anger a person is in when they get their car towed, right? So I get back to the yard, like 20 minutes later, the police pull up and they like, yo, we need to talk to you. I'm like, what the fuck is this about? They like, yo, somebody said you was telling somebody to suck your dick. I was like, man, I don't know what you talking about. I ain't do that shit. They was like, they said you was towing a car and you was told somebody to suck your dick. So I was like, I don't believe that. You know what I'm saying? You could get in trouble for that. I was like, yeah, I said that shit. Told the police that shit, right? But what they said I did, right, was suck my dick for the amount of $240. That's what they said. That I'm like, nah, I ain't do that because I could go to DC. I could go anywhere and get some head for cheaper than that. This is bullshit. I ain't say that shit. You know what I'm saying? And they brought me to the police department. And they was talking to me. They put me in a cell, charged me with something called lascivious intent or something like that. That was the original charge. So I got that charge and I'm sitting in there and I'm like, yo, I don't even know who the fuck said this shit. I don't even know these people, right? I don't know which one of them said it or none of that. So I get bonded out. You know what I'm saying? I'm at home. I'm like, damn, this shit crazy. So I go to work like, I don't know how many days it was. You gotta remember, guys, this is like shit, 18 years ago. Something like 18 years ago. So I get bonded out and I go home. I don't know if it was the following day or the following week, you know, but I know it was not far apart. That my boss, he's a white dude, right? I'm not gonna say his name because then people gonna go look at him up. But my boss, he let me keep my job. He was like, man, you innocent until proven guilty, but he was side-eyeing me too because they all knew the charge. You know, it was one of those sexual something like lascivious intent or some shit like that. I don't really know the initial charge, right? So I was going to court, and when I went to work, the motherfucker was like, yo, you could keep your job. You know what I'm saying? You innocent until proven guilty. And I'm going to let you keep your job until we see the outcome of whatever this case is. So I was like, bet. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to work. I'm towing cars again, right? I happen to go around in that same neighborhood because I'm looking for cars. You know what I'm saying? Next thing I know, these girls run up to my car talking about, Biz, Biz, Biz. I look, I'm like, oh shit, that's them motherfuckers right there. I pull off. Right? Because I don't want no interaction with them because they just accused me of this wild shit, right? Got me in trouble, all this shit. So I pull off. I drive all the way back to the fucking tow company. I jump in. I tell my boss, like, yo, I seen these motherfuckers. If they say that I did anything, they fucking lying. He was like, yo, let's go back over there. I was like, nah, man, they gonna know you there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go back over there. He was like, nah, get in your car. I had a Toyota Celica. Right? The windows black tinted out on the car. So I jump in the car, the windows black tinted out. My boss gets in the car with me, partly because he don't believe me, right? he want to see if I'm telling the truth. So I'm driving in my car. We had Nextels at the time. They had this thing called voice record on it. So he was like, man, turn your voice recorder on when you get over there. I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know I don't know if that's cool. He was like, nah, man, just turn your voice recorder on and put it on your lap. They won't see it. So remind you, my windows on my car is kind of black. So I drove back over there. I seen them. I stopped. Rolled the window down like maybe 2 or 3 inches from the top. So they couldn't really see in the car because I didn't really want to engage them. I was like, what y'all calling me for? They was like, we know you didn't do this. We tried to write you a note, all of this shit. But mind you, the whole time I got the voice recorder on because he told me to turn the voice recorder on when we got over there. So I got the voice recorder, my Nextel sitting in my lap with the voice recorder on. I got the white dude that's my supervisor at the time, my boss. He in a car with me. He got kids of his own, right? So he's sitting in the passenger seat. They really couldn't see him though. You know what I'm saying? They was just talking to me. And here's what they said, because for some reason I still have that cassette tape to this day, because that's like I hold on to it, because I'm like, yo, anytime I move somewhere or go somewhere, I make sure I got this cassette tape. It's like, it's an old cassette tape. Maybe I should turn the camera on so you can see this. Let me see. Turn the camera on so you can see this. Let me see. So this is the type of cassette tape that it's on, right? This is old school. It got I hope I don't fuck this ribbon up. Let me see. Stop. How you open it? It's one of these. I don't want to fuck it up. All right, boom. It's one of these type of cassettes. It look like this. Where the camera at? Look like this, right? And this is a recorder, and I always keep it in here. And I've been holding this ever since that day. And every time this comes up, all I gotta do really is push play, and it puts you right back in the driver's seat where I was at that day, in the car, going through this situation, right? And I'm gonna just let the tape play. I'm gonna let it play all the way through with no commentary, so that way anybody that needs the audio can get the audio. And once I do that, I'm gonna finish telling what happened. Then I'm gonna play the tape again and make sure you hear what I hear on this tape. And here we go. So let me turn this off and see if you can hear it. I wasn't there outside the pool, but I didn't know. And they also somebody said not right. And I went to the bed, was like, I'm not saying anything. I promise. And I was like, no, get that shit out. I was like, oh, no, it's not true. So y'all told the cop, man? I told the cop, but she said he talked about, no, because her mom keeps bringing it up. But if y'all know I didn't do that, yo, that's my life, yo. That's my life, yo. That's why I'm going to see what I can do. I tell my mom, but if y'all know I didn't do that, why y'all tell that girl to stop? Both of y'all. They got both of y'all in there. But they not going to listen. She's not going to listen to me. Back to her mom. Back to her mom, but she wants everything out. Maurice saying that he's trying to like have sex with her and shit. It's like, well, talking. Yeah, but both of y'all, they got both of you. I know it. But Maurice, no, I'm trying to be two. No, there was five of them. Yeah, Danielle was supposed to be there. Danielle. Why the fuck? They was messing with Chris though, man. So why they coming at me though? Why? Because I said fuck them? I mean, what's really good? What's pushing this on me? Yo, this is my life, yo. He's talking about my life, yo. He's talking about my life, yo. He's talking about my life, yo. I can go to jail. That's not that. I'm sorry, yeah. That's fucked up. I don't even want to put the thing in jail. He was like, don't be sorry. I said, well, I'm one of the guys. I know he was cool with us. He was like, no. The Rick was like, so the cop is the one making y'all say this stuff. Yeah. What's the cop name? Officer Call. Officer Call. What's your monitor? That's the cop name that keep making y'all say this. He was like, well, this was the one who like told him, man. She went to him. She went to him first. I wasn't even going to say that. And then all the day, he called us down to the office. And he asked us about it, and we were like, no, whatever. And then he told us like a couple of dates, and then we were like, yeah, we were with her that day, but nothing happened. I'm sorry, yo. Thanks, man. I know. But I ain't worried about this time, man. I'm worried about this right here. Yo, y'all need to say something in court, man, because I'm serious. They said we weren't going back to court. They said we were not going back to court. Because that's what they're please. Why? You know what I'm saying? Why I do that? Because I got three of y'all saying I said this bullshit, and I got one. Y'all got one, but y'all three was in the courtroom. Yeah. But y'all know I didn't do it so well. The only reason why I went, they said I was going to get locked up for 5 years. If I would have known that I was going to get locked up, I wouldn't have waited. She can't bring up, and I go, I get locked up. So they try to get 5 of them on. Yeah, huh? What is wrong with that girl, man? Yo, tell that girl to stay away from me, yo. Thank you for telling me what you guys told me. We both should know. We started thinking. We started thinking we thought when you said that, yeah, you got a fat ass guy. All right. Finish on your story.
put that in writing. Put it in writing? Yeah. Would you like to? It's got to be wonderful. We're trying to write this. Well, I was like, where am I going? Yeah, we tried to put it in writing, but she didn't get the note, so we pulled up. We just put it in. Yo, but they trying to make me go to jail, and that shit gonna be on my record, and I don't need that on my record, yo. Alright. I saw you. I mean, y'all know how that do it, y'all should have said something right then, yo. You see how the judge kicked y'all out the courtroom? Yeah, but and it was Maurice, the one who was laughing. Yeah, I was at the mall. I was like, and the cop found $200. I know I'm popping. I felt bad when I started seeing you getting all that. I was like, oh, why do you think I'm getting mad though? Cause I know I feel that. He's like, they can't put that shit on you. But I'm saying, if I put it in right, and they don't you can't say I didn't do it. I will go around and put that shit right and give it to him tomorrow. Don't give it to no fucking cop. Don't give it to that cop. Give it to me. Give it to my boy. They come trying to scare you. Or you can get it. Hey man, y'all serious, man? Y'all can help me out, man. I'm serious about this, man. Y'all know I need my life straight, though. Y'all know I didn't do that, yo, man. I know the dog. So they say y'all RID'd me by my tattoo. What? I didn't even know. I didn't know you had a tattoo. I didn't even know you had a tattoo. Oh my God, yo. I swear to God, I didn't even know you had a tattoo. This ain't fair, yo. It's not fair, yo. They trying to lock me up, yo. This is not fair. They gonna form my record. I'm gonna have to register as a sex offender, man. Well, I'm trying to do what I can, but I'm saying it's still on. Alright, man. What y'all gonna say? So I'm trying to get that thing out of right, yo. I'm serious, yo. Yeah, I will. This is not based on. Yeah, we talking to me. I'm gonna put a bus up. I'm gonna put it on. The cop, that's my friend. The cop can't make y'all go to jail if y'all can't just take it. Only God can. I can press charges back on you for false information report. But I won't do that, yo. You know me, I won't do that, yo. If you take that shit back, yo, I'm straight, yo. You know I didn't do that shit. That's not fair for me, yo. I got a job, yo. I got an apartment I gotta pay for. I got a life I gotta live. I can't have that shit on my record, yo. You know what I mean? If you know I didn't do that, yo, go ahead and go down for something I didn't do. I could get like 15 years for that, yo. You hear me? Yeah. So did I do it? No. What's your name? Shakira what? Sheeta? What's your name? Victoria. Did I do it? You didn't know my name. Alright, that's all I need to know. Thank you. Yo, write it in right here. So where can I get it from? Call one. No. Hell, I'm gonna be up there. Yo. About alright. Alright. Well, if you know I didn't do that, man, don't get me locked up for that. You know? Alright. Take it easy.
Woo! It's kind of hard listening to that. First of all, let me make sure you guys heard that. Did anybody hear that? Just somebody push 1 if you could hear it. So I just know, so I won't have to rewind it and play it back again. Could somebody just let me know if they heard that? Whew, that's kind of hard going back through that. Shit, man. And I'm on YouTube 18 years later talking about this shit. Yo, God love me, man. God loves me. And he loves you too. This is why I talk with the passion I do. Because what don't kill you make you stronger. right after that, my boss is a white dude. He was sitting in the car. I know you heard the girl say, "Who's that?" I said, "That's my friend." That was my supervisor in the car. Yo, he saw that. He heard that shit. When I rolled the window up and I drove away, yo, home looked me right in my face. He was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was questioning it right from the beginning. But now that I just heard that, he said, I'm going to court with you. He said, you don't got to worry about nothing. I'm going to be right there for you, bruh. I'm going to put my reputation on the line. He said, that's fucked up. Now, I got the tape. He helped me get this tape off my phone, put it on his voice recorder. He went to court with me. I'm in court. They give it to the prosecutor. My witness, which is my supervisor, goes in there with the tape and him as an eyewitness to the tape because he was there and seen it. I told you my boss got 3 kids of his own, right? Right after he heard that, he said that to me. Then the prosecutor goes back and they say, now remember I was talking about 15 years because that's the shit they was telling me. I had a public defender, right? So my public defender was telling me 15 years. This is what the charge carries. I'm like, bruh, this is fucked up. I ain't do this shit. I got this tape, all of this shit. My supervisor was right there. He the one told me to do the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck is this? They talking about 15 years. So I give the tape to the prosecutor and my supervisor. They go in the room and talking to the prosecutor. From 15 years, they come back out, my lawyer and my witness in the tape, because the lawyer went to talk to the prosecutor. After they heard the tape, they said, all right, we'll give him a year of probation. Me, at the time, I thought that was a good idea, not realizing that for them to come down from 15 years to 1 year probation, they ain't had no fucking case. Because them girls was laughing. They was joking. When we went to the first arraignment in the court, because you know when you get arrested, you got to go to court like the next day or something to see the judge. You know, they was in there laughing and joking and shit. The judge was like, we gonna kick you out the courtroom because I feel like you playing with this man's life. I was like, Your Honor, this is bull. You know, they is playing with my life. You know, I didn't do this. She was like, this is not, it was a lady judge too. She was like, this is not the time to try the case. This is just the time to set your bond or, you know, arraign you, let you know what your charges is and shit. So they didn't even address the fact that these girls was in the courtroom laughing like the shit was funny, you know, to where the judge kicked them out the courtroom. You know, and if you listen to the tape again, the girl said, yeah, they did kick, you know, she kind of, because I asked them about if they got kicked out the courtroom, and she was like, yeah, they got kicked out the courtroom. So, where I'm at, man. This is 18 years ago. So after that, they talking about 1 year probation, no jail time, right? Remember, you heard me on the tape say, if you know I didn't say that, right? So it was no touching or fondling or none of that shit involved. None of that shit was involved with this. None of that was involved with this. So you heard me on the tape say, if you know I didn't say that, why are they saying I said this? You know I could go to jail for that shit. I could get like 15 years for that shit. They talking about, damn, you got a fat ass car. What type of person scared of you gonna compliment your car like that? They said it more than once, right? So obviously they know I wasn't no goddamn threat. I told you somebody was mad because I told somebody's car. And he said the parents was the one making them say this shit. And then the cop told them if they didn't say this shit, they was gonna get in trouble. because they had already initiated the police report. This is my life. I'm greatness. I'm literally greatness. These people on this internet, they don't understand me. So when I tell you fuck Sister T, it's because my morals and my principles and values are strong, right? I've been through a lot. That was in 2005. Ever since that day, I ain't been in no trouble with the police. They charged me with, so now when I took the plea for the year, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. When I took the plea for the year, they changed the charge from whatever that fucking initial charge was to sexual battery. And then my lawyer told me that I wasn't gonna have to do that after they came back with the deal, right? So before it was 15 years, register this and that and all that. When I accepted the deal, my lawyer said 1 year probation, no jail time, and you will not have to register. Okay, that's what my lawyer told me, and I said, okay. Do you know that when I accepted the deal and I went before the judge and they gave me the deal, which I should have never done. See, my experiences don't do nothing but make me a better father for my kids because I really love my kids. Fuck this internet shit, right? I care about my kids the most in the world. So why they keep talking all this negative shit about me, bringing up all this shit, oh, he this and he that, they don't know the ins and outs of the case, right? Every case is different. They looking at charges on a piece of paper, telling me I touched this person, I touched that person. That is not what happened here. That is not what happened here, right? That other charge they talking about when I was 17, I don't know why that's there, right? I never forced nobody to do nothing because if you think about it, if I did the one when I was 17, I wouldn't have been around to do the one when I was 24. That's what I was in the chat saying that shit like, bruh, stop saying that. That's not reason why I'm on this sex offender shit. I don't know where this shit is coming from. I don't know where that shit is coming from. That's not me. I'm not a felon. I'm not on probation. So the whole time I was supposed to be doing this 1 year probation, when I went to see my probation officer was like, do you got to register? I was like, nah, they told me I don't got to do that. So I'm going back and forth with the probation officer to the point where they tried to bring it back to the court. So they was filing for the motion in court to open a court case. By the time they finished all that shit, I had I ain't never even went to probation for the shit because so much time had passed to where I didn't even have to report the probation because they didn't even know what the charge, because they didn't even know if I was supposed to be on that list. Like the last month or two in probation, the probation officer told me that I had to register, and it was too late then because I already took the plea. I was like, yo, can I bring this back to the court? Because they told me I ain't had to do this. And then the probation officer was like, nah, you accepted the plea already. There's nothing you could do. You got to accept this. So I wear that shit on my sleeve. Point blank. And now, God loved me. So I was able to provide for my family with this shit. And I'm not a felony. So that nigga could kiss my ass. They got me on a misdemeanor charge. I could come off this shit anytime now. Because if you research that law, you only got to stay on there 15 years. This is now 18 years. So I could have got off this shit 3 years ago. But I didn't go to the courthouse to do it. Because I could be off this shit right now. But I didn't go to the courthouse to do it. I use this as like a lesson for my son. Because the way this world is. So I'm like, baby boy, see what they did to me. And I ain't even touched nobody. You better watch out for these girls. If they even say you think you even did something, they'll take your ass to jail. I use this for my daughters. They know what's up. My kid's mom, she the one came by me out of jail. Her and her mother came by me out of jail. Right? Suge say he know my baby mother. Put her up. She's not ugly. She ain't no fucking so fly. My baby mother is beautiful. She pretty. Probably why he ain't put her up. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, a lot of things happen to people. They don't destroy them. You know, I was able to provide for my family, get a job, work. I buy a house. I got my own house. $470,000 where I live at. God love me, man. He love you too. This is why I come on here and I preach that investing shit. Right? I got a good ass job right now. I make like $1,500 a week at my job. It's not a lot of money, but it's a lot for regular people a week. You know, I'm not a millionaire. I'm doing good. And I walk with my head up because I'm a good ass father. My kids got good grades. You know, my kids is healthy. We just went school shopping with all of this shit. And when people meet me and they know me, they know I ain't do that bullshit because I don't carry myself like that. I don't carry myself like that. You know? So it is what it is, man. I don't know if I need to play that tape back one more time or just leave it like that. You know what I'm saying? But I will drop the link in case anybody got questions. And for real, I ain't fucking with no bitch ass troll ass niggas today, cause I ain't in the mood for that right now. After living through that, I ain't in the mood for that right now. So let me drop this link. That's what happened to me. And when people look at you a certain way, they don't know what the fuck happened. That shit just automatically make you appear bad. I ain't never touched did no sexual assault to no damn 13-year-old. That's some, I don't know what the fuck that shit is about. He trying to figure out, he was on the live stream trying to figure out what the shit was about because it don't make no sense. And I'm telling him, dude, that shit is bogus. That one right there is fucking bogus. That's not why I'm on this shit, bruh. So, again, fuck Kelly G, fuck Sister T, fuck Suge. Nigga, I'm me. I can only do what I can do. And I really hope my story helps somebody. Shout out to the chat. We gonna turn this bitch up. Let me see what the people got to say, man. And if y'all didn't hear it, I don't have no problem playing it again. But anybody could use this live stream. You could try to critique it how you want to critique it. You could try to say what you want to say, you know? But I'm still that nigga. You heard? Let's make sure we ain't miss nothing. Look, that's not on my record. Look, that's not on my record. That's not on my record. Look, probation violation. Go down. Guilty. I want to go down. Son. Probation violation. Guilty. Look. Go down. I want to go down. Son. Please clip. Guilty. These broke YouTubers. Please go down. I want to go down. Son. What date was that? 1/8. Then we see the whole page. Assault third. Go down. Guilty. Go down. Son. Guilty. Literally on there. Guilty. Call a lawyer. Like, yo, I think guilty. Giving me a bad name to a masses. Guilty. Different house, Emley Street. Right? That's my mother. Shout out to my mom. She died. Look, that's not on my record. These broke YouTubers. Look, that's not on my record. These broke YouTubers. Look, that's not on my record. 10/13. Broke YouTubers. Right here. This date 10/13/99. We gonna go up. Guilty. Go down. 10/13/99, so it's not two separate charges, it's the same charge. Guilty. So you got right here. He broke YouTubers 99. Guilty. That's that unlawful restraint you talking about. Now, guilty, you wanted to know what that was, right, son? I look down. Guilty. You know this happened when I go down. Let's make sure we ain't miss nothing. Guilty.